Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's hard to get Steve to do any work around here because all he's doing is just jamming out, headphones banging on his head like this.
Damn straight, BJ. It's Seattle Rock Day, my favorite day of the year. Listening to some of my favorite bands, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Presidents of the USA, Mudhoney, Mother Love Bone. All day long, you're going to be hearing some of your favorite Pacific Northwest bands.
Yeah, bottom line is this. Steve, he's a kid, and this is his candy store.
Thank you.
No doubt about it. Seattle Rock Day.
Let's play Beat Migs.
I will beat anyone that calls in to play the game. He's smarter than you. He'll make you look lame. 60 seconds on the clock. Yeah. You're going down and I'm gonna rock. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser.
Guys, we've made it. It's Friday. Danny's jumping.
Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Friday. Getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying.
Yeah.
Partying. Fun. Looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, happy Friday, everybody. Danny just did like a backflip cartwheely thing or whatever the hell was going on. What the hell was that?
How did you think that's a backflip?
Well, it was some sort of... He jumped. He got into the air.
And he landed.
It was a funky jump. It wasn't like just a normal jump.
Danny, you funky jumped.
Yeah, he did like a cannonball.
Well, we all know he's a funky jumper.
Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah.
Wasn't that? Yeah, you and Marky Mark and the funky jumpers.
Like, man, someone who's driving is picturing Danny doing a backflip. Like, all of a sudden it's gymnastics.
Danny, I can't believe you kickflipped and did some sweet roundhouses.
I couldn't think of the right word. It's the cannonball. He did a cannonball.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, it was like if he were going...
Oh, okay, jumping into the pool.
The punk rock guitarist jump.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's it.
I'm going to go with backflip, though. That sounds a lot cooler.
It does sound
right?
cooler, even though you just did a cannonball in the pool, basically. Yeah.
Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Mike in Auburn. Mike, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. What is he playing for today, Steve?
Fresh Pots and Billy Idol tickets over at Washington State Fair on August 30th. Go to KISW.com for all the details. If you want tickets, they go on sale on Saturday at thefair.com at 10 a.m.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Mike will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Mike, you can pass all you want, but you will only have 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
The first cable car in the world began service in 1873 in what U.S. city?
San Francisco?
Yes. Honshu is the largest island of which Asian country?
Japan?
Yes. Who was the writer for the movie and novel The Shawshank Redemption?
Stephen King?
Yes. In baseball, which number references the shortstop?
Pass.
Which great American inventor died in October of 1931?
Alexander Graham Bell?
No.
Pass.
How many states did the U.S. gain as a result for the Mexican-American War?
3.
Yes. In which decade was Sir Anthony Hopkins born?
Hello.
40s.
No.
30s.
Yes. Where did a medieval knight wear his gauntlets?
Hands.
Yes. What year of the 90s was SpongeBob SquarePants first aired in?
99.
Yes. What sports lingo uses the term scrum?
Hockey.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct.
Oh, man.
That's
Are
a
you
close
sure
one.
that hockey doesn't use that word?
No.
Oh, I think you may be wrong about that.
Well, I mean, if it is, then Michael gets the prize. Or
Here's the thing. This guy over here named Steve will know.
He will know.
And it will be
That could
good
be
for
awkward.
me.
Yeah, that
it's
could be
gonna
awkward,
very
right?
awkward, yeah. All right, we'll see what happens.
Oh. Well, maybe Steve won't get to that question. We won't have to worry about it. Hey, Steve.
We're going to worry
I just
about
looked,
it.
and it is.
Okay, well, then Mike gets an extra one there.
Oh, nice.
Well, good job, Mike.
And bad job, Rev.
Hey, Steve. Are you ready? Yes! The first cable car in the world began service in 1873 in what U.S. city?
San Francisco.
Yes. Honshu is the largest island on which Asian country?
Japan?
Yes. Who was the writer for the movie and novel The Shawshank Redemption?
Steven Spielberg.
No.
What's the other guy? George Lucas.
No.
John Grisham.
No.
No.
In baseball, which number references the shortstop?
Ooh. 5.
No.
6.
Yes. Which great American inventor died in October of 1931?
Thomas Edison.
Yes. How many states did the U.S. gain as a result for the Mexican-American War?
2.
No.
3.
Yes. In which decade was Sir
I knew that.
Anthony Hopkins born?
40s?
No.
30s.
Yes. On where did a medieval knight wear his gauntlets?
Oh, it's got to be like your thing that you do with the stuff. The hand.
That's it.
Yes. What year of the 90s was SpongeBob SquarePants first aired in?
99.
Yes. What sports lingo uses the term scrum?
Rugby.
Yes. And I would have also accepted hockey because we found that out that was correct. Steve, you win 9-8.
How about
And that was giving Mike the correct answer there. He had 7, bumped it up to 8. Steve, you still win.
Sorry, Mikey. Peace out, buddy.
Take care, Mike.
Damn it.
I know. Even through my screw-ups, giving him an extra bonus.
I thought Shawshank was going to be the difference maker, but it wasn't.
No.
If only I could see that movie.
Yeah, well, someday. Someday.
I love how I can just keep asking those questions.
One of these days I'll finish it. I started it.
Congrats. I think. Mike
Yeah.
did get that correct. The movie and the novel were both written by Stephen King.
Oh, I didn't say him.
No, you didn't. You said Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, you did.
And then went George Lucas.
Yeah.
And then decided
That's
John
Stephen
Grisham.
King. All right.
Well, in spite of not getting that one correct, you got the rest of them, so you won with 9.
Caller number 9, 206-421-ROCK, just like that.
And I'm a hockey guy. I never hear anyone refer to anything in hockey as a scrum.
See, I thought
Maybe
I did.
somebody does, but
I thought I did, but you're the expert. You know more about hockey than I do.
in my circle, no one's ever used the word scrum in hockey.
Yeah, Vicky looked it up, which is hard to believe she did anything, but yeah.
No, I can understand what. I still think it's a rugby thing that maybe some people have. It's kind of worked its way maybe into
I
hockey
know it from
vernacular,
rugby,
but
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just know that we just say fights. That's about it. You don't say scrums.
Some of the fancy announcers, they like to go, oh, there's a scrum
That's
on
true.
the field. But yeah, but that's or on the ice, I should say. Every once in a while, there's a scrum on the field, too, if you get a good baseball
Sure.
game where the dugout's empty. I got the top 10 things that people left behind in Ubers last year.
Their soul.
And also, yeah, that's number 1. Also got the 10 weirdest things that were left in an Uber last year.
Adult toy.
Adult toy. Let's see if I can look for the weird ones. Let's see. Oh, this is all the stats.
I might just be talking from experience.
Maybe just you.
Yeah, sorry.
So here, a Star Wars encyclopedia was one of the weird things left. Boy, no adult toys.
Oh.
How about someone's little brother was left in an Uber? Okay. That's perfect. Steve, I have a feeling that if the Uber was around with you and your brother, you would have been left a lot in the Uber.
And it wouldn't have been an accident.
No.
Just take him somewhere. I'm sick of having him in this house.
Ooh, but somebody left 2 packs of mud from the Dead Sea, and I get that would be like a cool thing to have. See,
I can picture you doing something like this because, you're the guy who is not left. You left headphones on an airplane not once but twice or 3 times.
Yeah, it was somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah,
I don't want to say 3 times because it really sounds worse, but I think you're right. So yeah, I now I check all the time. I take pictures of everything.
It's funny. The headphones I notice is one of the top things that people leave behind. Like not weird things, but just a typical thing that someone would leave behind
in their Uber.
Headphones is on the list of the top 10 things.
I got to imagine
yeah.
phone would be the top.
Which is tough because I use my phone to take a picture of the cab or Uber I'm riding in, so I know what like identifying features.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I lose things. I mean,
Do you take a picture of the guy's face?
No, there's a
Smile
little,
for me, sir.
the thing on the cab that says who the cab is and what number.
And the number and all that.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you need is I was in cab number whatever.
I try and memorize it. I don't know why, but I always do that. Like, in case I never even thought I could just take a picture of it.
Yeah, there's only something on the phone that could remind me. So another weird thing, a leaf blower. Somebody left a leaf blower in there.
Yeah. How do you forget a leaf blower?
That's odd.
I don't know why that seems more weird than leaving a little brother, but for some reason it does.
Oh, somebody left a flat screen TV in their Uber.
It's got to be in the trunk.
Yeah, you're right. It has to be. This is odd. A bulletproof vest. Somebody was on the run. Damn. Somebody left one shoe. I could see that because if you're getting busy. A butcher knife. Okay, you like, I'm not going to Uber that guy. He gets 1 star.
Well, what if he's a butcher? I guess you keep your butcher knife at the shop.
I mean, what butcher just walks around with his butcher knife?
Well, there's a lot of chefs that buy their own knives and they carry them to work and bring them home.
A single dart. See?
I don't know if that's all that weird. No. I mean, I know people who have their own set of darts when they go to the bars.
Yeah, you know what? Apparently you're making excuses for all these murderers, is what you're doing.
Oh, who's killing people with darts?
Oh, that's Dart Man.
Dart Man.
Poison darts.
Yeah. That's the new guy.
Na 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 Dart Man.
I leave my poison dart in the car for Steve to sit on.
It works.
Ha ha! Dart Man.
Dart Man.
Dart Man. Dart Man. That's right. Dart Man. Dart Man.
If we were in an Uber, I'd say we accidentally left our work ethic in there.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We're mailing it in at this point.
Yeah, I would say so.
Dart Man.
Dart Man and Butcher Knife. That's the new team. Somebody left a college diploma.
And what do you need that for?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Piece of paper.
All right, so what do we got for the top things left in there? You were right. We hit phone. We hit headphones. Anybody else want to take a guess the top things people leave in there?
Keys.
Keys are number 3 on the list.
Woo!
Jacket.
Number nothing on the list.
Wow.
Bong.
Bong.
No.
No bong.
What about, I bet like a vape pen.
No. Again, it's the top 10.
Well, drugs, maybe.
Let me look at this.
Jesus, you guys are really...
Oh, dude, look. It says e-cigarettes. That's a vape pen, you dimnot.
Where's e-cigarettes?
I don't know what a dimnot is, but it's...
I like it.
Oh, okay. My apologies. I thought it was just regular cigarettes.
Dimnot.
Thanks, Dimnot. That's my favorite new band, by the way.
Vape
Dimnot.
pen, you dimnot.
Coming to Pain in the Grass, Dimnot. And Dartman.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. Hey, you got something to say? I got something to say. They're wild, rabid, and on the loose. This is Listeners on the Loose.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Law Tigers. You pick the topic, you guide the show, and of course, it's a special edition today because it's Seattle Rock Day. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
And speaking of Seattle Rock Day, we got a text about someone's favorite Seattle memory, and they said, one of my favorite memories was that morning where you had the guys from Candlebox in. They told the story about their song being about Andrew Wood from Mother Love Bone. I was wondering if you guys could replay that.
Yeah, this happened back in 2013, and we had Kevin, Peter, and Sean from Candlebox. They were in studio, which was awesome. 20th anniversary of their debut CD, so we were celebrating that.
Jeez, it's over 25 years now.
Isn't that insane?
Yes.
Damn, dude.
Getting old.
So lead singer Kevin Martin was talking to us about that song Far Behind, which, like you said, Steve, about the late Andrew Wood. And they did an incredible acoustic performance of that song. We got it for you right here on Seattle Rock Day.
It was Far Behind about Andrew Wood.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Andy was, everybody knows anything about Mother Love Bone and Malfunction stuff. That guy was such a lovely human being. I had the pleasure of getting to know him over the years, and when he passed, it was one of those things that initially I lyrically was singing Now Andy, and then I changed it because I didn't want to be so literal. And for a long time, I didn't tell anybody what that song was about.
Oh, wow.
And then finally, I just kind of started telling the stories about who he was and what he did for me musically, how he inspired me as an artist. And he was such a huge human being. It was crazy. Like, I've still to this day never met anybody who had that much passion for music. This one's Far Behind. Thank you, Seattle.
Now maybe I didn't mean to treat you bad, but I did it anyway. So maybe some say your life was sad, but you lived it anyway. So maybe your friends will stand around, they watch you crumble as you falter to the ground. Just someday your friends stand beside as you were flying. Oh, you were flying oh so high. But then someday people look at you, what they call their own, they watch you suffer. Yeah, they hear you calling home. Then someday we could take our time, brush your leaves aside so you can reach us. Hey, but you left me far behind. Now, maybe I didn't mean to treat you oh so bad, but I did it anyway. Now, maybe some say you're left with what you had, but you couldn't share the pain. Now, no. Couldn't share the pain, they watch you suffer. So maybe I could have made my own mistakes, but I live with what I've known. And yeah, maybe we might share in something great, but won't you look at where you're going? Won't you look at where you're going now? But then someday comes, tomorrow holds a sense of what I feared for you in my mind. As you trip the final line, and that cold day when you lost control. Shame you left my life so soon, you should have told me. Hey, but you left me far behind. Now, treat you oh so bad, but I did it anyway. Now maybe some say you're left with what you had. Oh, but you couldn't share the pain. No. Time to change your friends. They come, they watch you crumble to the ground. They watch you suffer. Yeah, they hold you down. Maybe my lover, babe, didn't mean to treat you bad, but you left me far behind. Left me far behind. You left me far behind.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Listeners on the loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Doug in Fife. Doug, you are on The Rock.
Yeah, hey, BJ. I know you guys were talking about your favorite Seattle rock stories, and I figured I'd call and give you mine.
Definitely,
October 31st, 1989, Nirvana and Mudhoney on their Nevermind tour. Pretty crazy show, man. Paramount Theater. May or may have not been on some psychedelics at the time, but quite a memorable show, to say the least. I got to say the highlight was we were sitting in the balcony, and during Mudhoney, Kurt Cobain came and sat right next to me on the stairs and watched him.
That's awesome. That's an iconic show, that Halloween show at the Paramount, because I think I had like a video. I remember seeing the video. It was on like one of the MTV channels they showed, and I think there's a DVD of it as well. And I believe, if memory serves me correct, didn't Bikini Kill play that show as well?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago. That was a hell of a show.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yes, it was definitely a great show. So
that's the sad thing about a lot of the stuff from our youth, is that we've seen some amazing things that we don't remember.
Oh yeah,
if you could go back and go, dude, just this one show, don't take anything, because you're going to be like, this is going to be an epic show that people are going to remember forever, except you.
One person even seeing the first Audio Slave concert at the Paramount Theater, along with all the other great shows at that venue. Yeah, Paramount's fantastic, and I remember being at that show. That was great.
Seattle Rock Day, that's what it's all about, man. It's an annual tradition here, and I was just talking to Hair Club, and we're just talking about how great, because, who does this? But that's because we have got such a rich musical history. We can do this, where other cities, they just, if they wanted to, what the hell would they do? Like have a couple of bands? That's all they could really feature.
And some of them include bands that aren't necessarily quote-unquote Seattle bands. Like this person brought up, best concert I've ever seen was Queens of the Stone Age, touring for Songs of the Deaf. Dave was drumming and Mark Lanigan singing in the band. He sang on a couple of songs. He had a couple of Northwest guys. And Queens of the Stone Age, oddly enough, when they first started, were kind of a Seattle band. They spent a lot of time here in Seattle. They were signed to Stone Gossard's of Pearl Jam, his label, Loose Groove Records, for their first record, and played a ton of shows in Seattle before they ever even broke big. So I always kind of still have a little bit of and I think they would agree, like there's a little Northwest connection to Queens of the Stone Age from back in the day. And that show, watching Dave Grohl drum it was at Graceland, which is now El Corazon, or it was El Corazon. I've lost track of all the names that club has been called, but that was nuts, because it's a small club and it was packed, like overpacked, and it was hot in there, but there was just something really incredible about watching Dave Grohl just bang on those drums and being that close to watch it.
Dude, it's fun to be living in a place where it's still there. Because I see you, and I see all the guys you hang out with, and all the folks we've seen over the years. And when we do Live Day, and the folks that come in and help us out, there's so many talented people doing great music here. It's just insane. Let's go to Christopher and Everett. It's listeners on the loose. Christopher, you are on The Rock.
Good morning.
Good morning, Christopher. Welcome to the show. What you got for us, buddy?
So I'm the fellow that ate Fred Durst, and this is my rock story, my Seattle rock story.
Oh, what's up, Chris?
I had a couple friends that lived up in Bellingham, and I went up to visit them for a weekend. They're brothers, and we're sitting around kind of bored on a Saturday night in Bellingham. What are you going to do? So one of the brothers said, hey, I know there's always a show at the gym at Western Washington University, and there's a back door that's always open. So we go out there and we sneak in, and we're waiting for the band to come up in like a foot and a half size high riser. And band comes out, starts jamming, and we're just like, yeah, this is great. And one of the brothers turns to me and says, "Geez, all this band going to do is cover Nirvana songs? Dude, that's Nirvana!"
Oh man!
Idiot. So yeah, we got to see a free Nirvana song. It was maybe 4 or 5 months after Nevermind had come out.
Wow!
And it was quite the experience. But yeah,
that's awesome.
We like to tell that story to embarrass him to this day.
I love that.
We saw the best Nirvana cover band.
They were amazing.
Turns out they were Nirvana.
That's awesome. Appreciate the call.
For those wondering what he meant by that, he didn't actually eat Fred Durst. He was at our live day wearing a shirt dressed as Fred Durst that said, "I ate Fred Durst."
That's right.
He
was a bigger boy.
What kind of a cannibal listening to your show?
I'm glad you explained that because, we knew what the heck was going on. But, that does sound a little bizarre. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. Let's go to Johnny in Edmonds. Johnny, you are on the rock.
What's up?
There he is. Hey, Dilly.
Hey, guys, how y'all doing?
Great. What you got for us, Johnny?
Yeah, back in 92, 93, I worked with Elliott Bay Hardwood Floors, and he was also a musician for Freedom and had me come down to OK Hotel and video record him, and he was opening up for a band called Nirvana. And I didn't know this at the time, so during the intermission, Arnold's like, "Johnny, we want to videotape this next band at OK Hotel. They're called Nirvana, Kurt Cobain." I was like, "Who?" And so we sit there, and oh my goodness, it was one of the greatest days, nights, evenings that I'd ever had.
Do you still have the video?
Arnold does, and he sold the documentary to Kurt Cobain's documentary, Courtney Love.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, because that'd be a great video to have somebody post up there for people to watch. OK Hotel was an awesome spot.
Yeah, it was really cool. And shortly after that, we did recordings. I did the Hardwood Floors in Robert Lang Studios for recording time at London Bridges and at Robert Lang.
Is this Johnny Brown?
They're Hardwood Floors. Johnny Brown.
What's up, Johnny Brown?
Hey, Steve, how are you, bud?
Good to hear from you, my man.
That's awesome.
Johnny's awesome.
Johnny, appreciate the call, buddy. Take it easy, man. Johnny Brown.
Johnny Brown.
Okay, let's go to Chris in Tacoma. Listeners on the Loose. Chris, you are on the rock.
Hey, guys. For over 15 years, I was a rock and roll tour driver, so I toured with bands like Guns N' Roses, Green Day, Linkin Park.
Oh, man. Damn. Is it like now? I watched. Was it Roadies? I think was the. Yeah. And of course, the guy that drove the bus was actually almost like a philosophical guy. Like he was their spiritual leader too. Did you have good relationships with everybody involved with the band and the Roadies and everybody?
Yeah, for the most part, but pretty much just went into catering and ate with them, and then I was in bed for the whole day. Because I had to drive 600 miles that night.
That's right. When they're you have to be asleep. So while they're playing, probably just to get some rest.
I totally didn't think about that. So it's not as cool and romantic as I thought it would be, if you will.
And I got to ask you, Chris. Okay, first thing that pops in mind doesn't have to be. I don't want you to have to rack your brain too hard. But what was the oddest thing that you could remember from any of the bands that you worked with?
Just what a D-bag Axl Rose is.
I've heard that before.
See, that's a horrible thing to have on your moniker.
Well, he's just out of his mind back then.
See, that's the thing.
What era of Guns N' Roses are we talking? When were you when were you driving the bus for them?
I was a truck driver, but for the GNR tour, he'd wait till midnight to go on, so there'd be 2 hours after the opening band got done.
Oh, we hadn't even thought
they just sit and do nothing.
You know what? We thought about what it's like for the folks waiting. But yeah, what about all the service people that have stuff to do like you? I hadn't even thought about the ramifications of that when Axl would be Axl. Wow. You know what? And that's again, I don't know what it was. It's my belief, Steve. It really, really is. And I don't know, maybe someday there'll be more talk about it because we're talking more and more about mental health awareness. But you got to wonder if Axl did have a lot of stuff going on that really fueled his behavior because, nobody's a bad guy, but their behavior sometimes really sucks.
That one member of Alien Ant Farm is a bad guy.
Is he a bad guy?
Yes.
All right, yeah, the bagel. He is a bad evil bagel guy. Yeah. The Bagel Douche. I like that. That's his new name.
Wednesdays on NBC.
Bagel Douche.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Keeping up with the flood of news every single day can be quite stressful. There is climate change happening. There's the pandemic, labor movements, Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend. Hi, I am Gideon Resnick, host of Crooked Media's What a Day. Each week, Travelle Anderson, Priyanka Arabindi, Josie Duffy Rice, and I are going to break down the biggest news stories of the day in a way that hopefully doesn't always make you want to cry. New episodes of What a Day drop every weekday at 5 a.m. Eastern. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.